Well, hello and welcome to my product review of Barrymore's Flower Brand today. I've been using the brand for 3 weeks now, and I've worn it daytime, nighttime, humid weather, all types of different environments, so I could give a true all-encompassing review of the product line. And I'm going to start first with her primer. Kind of watery. It reminds me of, I believe it's Too Faced's, not Too Faced's, Smashbox's, I'm sorry, Smashbox's primer. And it kind of looks like that, as a matter of fact. It has a little bit of a pigment to it though, and has that same feel and rubs in very well, you know, absorbs into the skin within a matter of a minute or two. But I didn't find that it did anything for me. Felt very nice on the skin and rubbing it in and whatnot, but as it didn't take away any of my pores really much or anything. It didn't help with fine lines. It did make a nice base for putting the foundation on. But the foundation, I had 2 different types that I tried because I have such problematic different oily and dry skins and whatnot. So first I tried her and this is the foundation, and it's the cream foundation in a little press, and you can see I've been diligently working with it, trying to get it to work for me. And this particular one, it didn't have very much coverage, I guess. Not the coverage I thought a cream foundation, because I believe it said medium, and if you read reviews on it and stuff, people said they could build it up, but I couldn't build it up, because if I did put more than 1 layer on there to get a little more coverage from it, I found that if I had a little scab or a little healing pimple or whatever it may be, you know, it would wear off on that area right away. So if I used this, I would have to put a lot of concealer over the top of it and pat that on, because the foundation itself just had very light to medium coverage. And I found for me it didn't wear very well. T-zone, it came off midday, and I just didn't like the way it didn't wear off evenly, I guess. And this shade is a little bit light for me, but the shade that was the next shade up looked too yellow tone for me. So I thought I'd grab her little foundation stick, and I was much happier, much happier with the stick than I was with the foundation. When you put the cream foundation on, the first one, you put it on and it rubs in okay, but it doesn't give you much for coverage. I guess if you wanted just a little bit of a light coverage, that you weren't really looking for covering up things like red spots, pimples, rosacea, or anything like that, it would be an okay basic light coverage, maybe medium, but not quite, not unless you build it up, foundation. Now when it comes to her stick foundation, I was much happier with that. The tone was more what I thought it would be. It looked more natural on my skin tone, and I was happy with that. The problem with this one, more so than the other one, and this blended in pretty nicely also, it filled every fine line, every wrinkle, every crack, and I have them. I have them around here and I have them up here, and they're there, but it accentuated them. It settled into the creases and the crevices and the cracks and the lines. That, you know, so I'd have to keep kind of a watch and, you know, kind of pat it out a little bit more, especially right here in that area, and all around my eyes. And I had tried her cover stick too, and I thought it was going to be okay too. And this is the lightest they had, and their lightest was dark. It was darker than the foundations, and of course you want your cover stick to be a little bit lighter. And you know, I patted in for coverage, and it caused the underneath of my eyes to get crepey looking, I'd say. It wasn't nice. It didn't work well with me, my skin, and I'm sure if somebody wasn't of my age category and had younger skin that didn't have all these little problems and issues, it would probably be very lovely. You know, and the packaging is so cute. You know, the little kind of, not puffy, but quilty top to it, and the powder is so cute. I mean, I love the packaging that she has. And the translucent powder, they had, I think, 3 different shades that came in these little containers. And the lightest shade that she had, it has a very nice texture to it and whatnot. But the when you put it on over the foundation, it would set it nice. But when I looked back, it kind of had an orange undertone, a noticeable orange undertone. I had been using her stuff every day, and I noticed a couple of the videos that I had shot kind of have like an orangey, and it wasn't from a bronzer, it was from her powder. So I think if there was a light shade that didn't have that orange undertone, it would be a lovely powder, because I like the way how it set things and whatnot. But because of that oranginess, it kind of showed up. I was kind of disappointed because I did like the texture and how it worked, but just not the undertone of the color. And then I noticed that, excuse me, a lot of her foundations kind of did have, there's a little bit of orange undertone or too much of a red undertone, and I need just like a flat classic ivory. So this was the closest I could find to that, and it worked, and it did. This did match, the stick did match my skin very well. The cream in the packaging like this was way too light, but the next shade up didn't look like it would match. So I wish there was a little more diversity in the color range for that type of stuff. But like I said, this did match perfectly, except for the filling of all my fine lines and cracks and wrinkles. I didn't like that very much. So then I also bought her blush, and her blush has to be the most pigmented blush I have ever used in my entire life. The bronzer is like, you barely touch your brush into it, and you better watch out. I found after using it, the pigments are just unbelievable. Look at the swatches on my hand. You barely touch your brush into the powder. You tap that off, you barely touch it, and I found not to put it directly onto the foundation because you couldn't blend it in. It was so super pigmented, and if you put it directly onto the foundation, there it stayed. You couldn't blend it out. I had an awful time, and like I said, that same video, I noticed the oranginess. Oh, I could see that I hadn't got it blended in while I was up north when I did it, and the lighting isn't the best up there, and it didn't blend out, and I looked kind of clownish, I guess you'd say, in the video, because I just couldn't get it blended out. I used the orange, and then you could see the little bit of orange, so then I used some white HD powder to try to get the oranginess out of the powder that I used to set the foundation with, and to try to blend out the blush and the bronzer. I think for somebody that had a dark skin tone, I think those would be lovely. So if you do use them, put your foundation, cover stick, and all that good stuff on, and then set it with your powder, and then use the her blush, because they're super pigmented. They're beautiful colors, but you cannot blend them out unless you have them on top of a powder because of the saturated pigmentation. But I love this. I will keep this palette of blush and use them sparingly and over the powder. And then I bought her lipstick products. The first lipstick product I bought was her little, and you gotta say the packaging is cute as a bug. I bought her matte lipstick, and I love that. Beautiful color, nice coverage. I was very happy with her matte lipstick. I would totally purchase that again. That was lovely. And then she also had another lipstick brand, and this was her more moisturizing lipstick. Very cute packaging again. And I'm going to put that right next to the one I just swatched. And then when you see that, I hope it picks it up, but you can see it's moisturizing. It's a little more dewy. It's very nice. I was very happy with that. And our third lipstick that I tried was her lip gloss. I like my lip glosses, and this is a very pigmented lip gloss. But the only problem that I had with it is, see, look at that. Isn't that a pretty color? I really liked it, and I was really hoping that it would work great. but I found that if I put it on, I had to do a light blot. But even if I did do a light blot on the lip gloss, maybe it's because of my mouth, I don't know, but I would have it would kind of like run or settle in the crevices of my mouth right here. And in the same video that I wore all of this, you can see it settled in here and kind of like ran a little bit, I guess you'd say. And if you don't watch it, you get that little rim with the gloss on. You have to very carefully put it on, and you have to, so it was a very beautiful color and very pigmented, like I said, but the staying power of it and how it wore was very poor. I didn't like that at all. And two more things that I purchased from her that aren't makeup-y, but I thought I'd share, are her Flower nail polish, which I loved. It was a lovely nail polish, and with 2 coats you had beautiful, beautiful color. You could wear one, but you don't get the full intensity of the color with 2 coats. Beautiful, long wearing, didn't have any problems, it didn't chip or anything. And I bought her little perfume called Sultry, and I love it. It is a beautiful scent, so I'll give it to her for that. Oh, I just love it. It just smells like, kind of smells like fall to me, I guess. I think that's why I kind of bought it, sultry, and I just thought, oh, that sounds kind of fallish to me, and the cold weather's coming, and I'm gonna get dressed up and whatnot. So I bought that. That was very good. So the bottom line for her products, did not care for this blush at all, or not blush, I'm sorry, her foundation, this cream foundation. Didn't have good wear, it didn't wear well on the spots it should wear, it didn't have the best coverage, and then her cream stick foundation was very nice. I did like it. It had very good coverage and stayed, and I even used this as the foundation and as the concealer, both, since I did not like this concealer, which I will not purchase again because I do not want to have crepey under eyes, so I will not use that anymore. But this had very good coverage, and I used it as a concealer, and it did well there. It just settled into my fine lines and wrinkles, which I wasn't happy about. So, you know, 1 out of 2, that isn't bad, right? And this I didn't care for at all. It didn't really do anything. It felt nice going on, and it soaked in well and stuff, but I didn't really find that it did anything for the setting of the foundation. So out of her products, like I said, if the powder would come in a different color that didn't have that orange base, I would totally buy that again. And for her product line, I have to say I love the packaging. It is beautiful, and it looks lovely sitting on your bathroom vanity or your vanity in your bedroom. It looks lovely sitting there, but for packability or mobility of the products, it's so big and bulky. That's kind of a downfall, but like I said, it looks lovely sitting on your vanity at home. And the powder, if it did come in a different shade, I'd like that. The lipsticks, great. I would purchase the lipsticks again, and her perfume had a lovely scent, and her blushes were super, super pigmented. Just have to be careful with the use and how you use them. So overall, her brand is very nice, and many of the products worked very well, but just like any product line, you'll find some things that work better for you and some things that don't. So I really did enjoy her stuff, and the packaging is so beautiful. So until we do another little review or meet again for some cruelty-free products, we'll see you then.